All right. Everybody stand for the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Perfect. Mrs. Lambert, roll call, please. Present.
Tom Gazdecki. Absent. Anthony Brodniks.
Present.
Dave Castellanos.
Here.
Ron Ware.
Here.
Robert Ochi.
Here.
Levon Whitaker.
Present.
Jodi Maker.
Present. All right, moving right along, the next item on the agenda. Oh, yep, and it's not on this, yeah, but this is the rise, Jim. So. Yeah, we're gonna go to item number 4, which is the election of the officers for the Little Cal River Basin Development Commission for 2026. Any motions therein? Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to nominate the current slate of officers for the upcoming year. William Baker as chairman, Tom Wilczynski as vice chairman, Tom Gazdecki as treasurer, and Levon Whitaker as secretary.
There's a motion.
There's a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, that would be Mr. Castellano, second it. Mrs. Lambert, can we have a roll call vote on that?
Tom Wilczynski.
Yes.
Anthony Brodniks.
Yes.
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware.
Yes.
Robert Ochi.
Yes.
Levon Whitaker.
Yes.
William Baker.
Yes.
All right, the next one is, if anybody has some statements from the floor of the agenda items for tonight's meeting, please step up to the podium and give us your feedback. One, twice. So, next item on the agenda, the approval of the minutes from January 21st, 2026 and February 11th of 2026, the special meeting.
Chair, I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes from February 11 to 2026 as presented.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Second. We have a second from Commissioner Ochi? Ochi, yes. All right, Mrs. Lambert.
Tom Wilczynski.
Yes.
Anthony Brodniks.
Dane.
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware.
Yes.
Robert Ochi.
Yes.
Levon Whitaker.
Yes.
William Baker.
Abstain.
All right, the next thing is the chairman's report. We got a lot of stuff on the agenda tonight, so we're just gonna keep moving right along. Item 8, the finance report for the approval of the claims for February 26th, or February 2026. What is the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the claims for February of 2026 in the amount of $428,755.38.
There is a motion. Is there a second? Second. We have a second. This is any questions on the motion? Mr. Executive Director Dan, anything wild-eyed and bushy-tailed in that list?
Purchased the property 2845 Wyoming Street, which is adjacent to the Lock Ripple for $125,000. Got the Hobart Dam study, 52,700 from SEH. You know, Kennedy Avenue Bridge for DLZ for 20,244, and then we have the East Reach levee survey and hydraulic analysis for Burke, 22,381.98. Beyond that, typical NIPSCO, other pump stations, regular expenses unless you have something.
And is Burke planning on coming next month
Yep.
to do a presentation?
Yeah, we just we felt it warranted its own meeting, quite honestly. It was too much stuff going on in these other meetings.
So for the information for the public, basically what we did is we employed Burke to look at the entire system as it has been constructed and finished and kind of overlay the 2008 event to see how everything looks.
We ran several models, the 2008 and 2018 the rain that just occurred this past summer and see how it would react, see where any issues that we have. It not only helps us identify some problems, but it also will ultimately help the city of Gary when in their application to the Lomar, since the model hasn't been done since the Corps initially did it, I believe, in the early 90s. So it will help us to determine whether the 200-year rain event that this has been designed for is still considered acceptable. So assuming with all development and all the other factors that are involved.
Mr. Chair, I have a question. DLZ 20,000, is that the final on the Kennedy Avenue Bridge engineering?
I wouldn't think so, but I don't know, just
So
because
that's just a draw on their engineering contract?
that's correct.
So we're voting on it. We're pretty close to being completed with the engineering, I would assume.
Yeah, but there's gonna be some need after. Well, it depends on if you guys award the bridge or not, then there may be a need. So there's still a balance of $200 and some thousand on that contract that you guys awarded this summer. And I think it's on Project Tracker, but I don't have it.
And then the other question is the SEH on the Hobart Dam preliminary engineering study. Is that, so I'm assuming preliminary engineering study means a pre-engineering study? Is that just an internal doc, or I don't understand preliminary, I'm sorry.
So the plan is for them to give us multiple options as to what the Hobart Dam would look like. Keeping in mind that there's a court case from 1958 that requires
At the level?
elevations at Lake George have to remain the same, but still.
How come nobody wants to change that? I mean, that one's coming up every time we talk about Hobart Lake George.
I think.
I mean, but is that a city, state, DNR? I mean,
It was a county case out of
county.
whatchamacallit, Superior Court. Okay, where one of the residents back in 58 sued to have that level maintained.
I understand, but I don't know about anybody else in this room, but a lot of things have changed since 1958.
You think?
So I guess I'm questioning now, after hearing that reasoning more than one time sitting up here, who makes that particular law? Is that a county, city, state? What governmental entity? Could you just look into that for us, please, so we could at least start addressing? It's a court interpretation.
It's a court.
Yeah, it's not a law, it's not a statute, it's not an ordinance,
So that could be a challenge.
Not now,
Why not?
back in 1958. So a challenge to that court decision would have had to have been done back then. Now, could they?
So is that the same as a law then? Now that there's a court determination in 1958 that there's no, you can't hold hands walking down the street?
It's a case law. I mean, it's case law in that sense. So unless they change the regulation and standard, meaning the legislature, or they do it by regulation,
So a law would have to be passed to usurp that. Thank you.
So state law could be introduced and passed to
That was the
supersede that.
interpretation at the time of the existing law then.
Mhm.
So if they have amended that or modified that to put forth a different standard and other, determinations, then there would be the issues at that point of how that's reconciled with the court ruling from 1958. They distinguish it enough at the legislative level. It's kind of what we see.
So this preliminary is just to come up with options and what the viability of different scenarios are for that particular structure.
to make sure when there's high flow, it gets through without flooding down.
How many more draws do you anticipate them pulling for this exercise?
We just got done with one of the large meetings with Hobart and some of the stakeholders, so they just gave me the notes for it today. I didn't even read them, the minutes from that, so. So they all got in a room, we all decided what was important to us. Hydraulic was most important to us. We're more worried about the hard armoring along the side, just to simplify it. They're gonna draw a couple more, I'm sure. I don't know what they have left on it, but.
Okay, thank you.
There's gonna be a couple more draws, I would imagine.
Thank you.
Mr. Vice Chairman, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Mr. Repay, real quick, you mentioned the property for 125 or 126 or so thousand.
Yeah.
to my mind, that's probably the most we ever paid for a single property. How big is that property?
It's a standard lot. We actually paid more on a property on Fry in
Hmm.
that same neighborhood. I think it was 143,000.
So a standard lot in this area is like what, 25 feet by 125, something like that?
Yeah. Its proximity to the proposed park and the trail and in the floodway was problematic. So we had someone that was interested in rehabbing it. And they said they got a verbal commitment from FEMA, which that was a new one. But they had $124,000 note on it. And that's why we came up with the number of 125. It saved us money for not having to go to court and to ultimately condemn the property.
Hmm. Okay. And then I had one other comment, Mr. Vice Chair. I don't know how the rules, I mean, he can speak for himself, but Commissioner Gazdecki joined. I think he was
I was
marked as
gonna-
absent.
No, I was gonna
Roger
point that
that.
out.
Okay.
I'm here.
Let the record show that Commissioner Gazdecki is joined us via Zoom. So he is present.
Present.
Okay, any other questions? I have last quick
Yeah,
question, Janet,
yeah.
and then maybe gets into yours. Well, we're going to remove that, whatever structures are on that property on Wyoming Street,
That's
correct?
correct. Jodi submitted for disconnect for the gas and the electric, and we have a contractor waiting to go in there and knock it down.
And once that's removed, there's only two other structures along that street? Three.
Three.
Okay. All right. Mrs. Lambert?
Tom Shinsky,
Yes.
Tom Gazdecki. You're on silent.
You're on mute, Tom.
Yes.
Anthony Brodnix,
Yes.
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ritchie,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker,
Yes.
William Baker.
Yes.
Next item of business, the executive director's report.
Thank you. We had our O&M meeting this afternoon with all the normal suspects there, talking about inspections for this spring. The Corps has found some money to do partial inspections for Hammond, Munster, and Highland. They will do a full inspection of everything east of Klein Avenue, including our partners at INDOT. They're also going to do a full inspection of the deep tunnel that runs from Arbogast and the Katy Marsh ditch for Griffith. The only thing that we, at this point, need to be on the hook for is an inspection or to hire an engineering firm like we did last year for pump stations for Hammond, Highland, and Munster. So that's as of this afternoon. Their project person, Chris, is taking a new job, so we're getting a new individual. So he lasted 7 years, so it'll be a new person that we're gonna do inspections with this year. On the agenda, what was on the agenda, just as a quick note, we removed the opening of the bids for the Optimist Pond Boardwalk trail. There was some issues we thought, or the engineer thought, that could cause a little bit of a fluctuation in the bid proposals, and so we moved that through addendum, and we moved that, I believe, till March 10th. That will be the opening at noon. So all contractors that were notified or that submitted are notified now. So that will not be open on the or today. However, what will be open today is the US 41 pump station and gate project. That's located in Highland, just off the boulevard next to the old bus terminal. And surprisingly, we had a lot of interest in that. Only 2 bidders submitted for it. So later on, I know on the agenda, you're gonna authorize to open it. But we think, I mean, it's just 2 bidders, so it shouldn't take us hopefully very long. We got permission still to do INDOT ditch clearing. Just as a reminder, it's not gonna solve all the phragmites. I know some people really want us to solve the phragmites, but the most important thing is for us to make sure that the water is draining from I-65 over. Now that the weather's gotten a lot better for us, we're gonna be able to get in there. As everyone has on the agenda is Kennedy Avenue Bridge. That's there. And we had a recommendation from DLZ at Dunnet Bay being the lowest and most responsive bidder. And then I'll go to some, let's see if there's some fun stuff here. We did get preliminary approval for the East Reach geotechnical, which is what Tom, what you were mentioning about before. That's the last part of the whole hydraulic analysis, and that is where we bore into the levee and determine whether the proper material is in there. We have scheduled 86 bores to be made, and that should hopefully begin. They haven't sent it out officially yet, but they told me this afternoon that it was going to be here. And so we will start that process probably later this spring. There'll be some disruption, I guess, in the pass if you take the pass up there, but we hope to have all that information done or all that boring done by summer.
Dan, I have a question,
Yes.
sir. That's
Yep.
okay.
Sorry.
When did we award that boring work initially?
Oh.
How long has it taken for us to get started?
I want to say that it was April of 24, and Jody's going to check my memory on it.
Which one are we looking
The
for?
boring, the hydraulic. Oh, we can't. Right there. Wow. Look at that.
April.
April of 25.
Yeah, 25, yeah.
Sorry, I was off a year.
No problem. Thank you, sir.
Yep. And the hydraulic is a two-parter. It's the model and it's also the boring. So they've done the model, they were checking the model, and you'll see the model at our meeting in March. So we'll work on the sandbar. We've got okay to do that. So we had some clarification. We'll work to get some plans together and specs, and anyone interested in pulling out about 900 truckloads of sand and silt.
You also mentioned, Dan, we're gonna start doing some ditch work along I-94.
Yep. We got permission from the state. The only thing that we can't do is we can't work from the expressway. So all work has to be done from our property. Complicates a little bit, but for safety purposes, probably a wise thing.
Okay.
And I guess I didn't mention, I skipped over it, was the hard ditch stabilization project that started on February 5th. They started, now that the weather sort of subsided from the sub-zero, they were able to get out there. We've got a couple phone calls from some residents. Munster was supposed to notify them.
And what section is that again, Dan?
2,000 feet from Franlin, 2,000 feet to the north. And then the next segment will be from that endpoint, which is just shy of Independence Park, to the Katy Marsh Ditch and Schoon Ditch confluence. And then what we have at least penciled in is the plans for the more difficult part, which is Hill and Vale. That's from that point to Ridge Road, which are a lot steeper. Those plans should be ready this summer. So I would imagine next winter we do those.
So that's a very dense part of the primary tributary on the west side of homes all along the top of that ditch. Is it a gabion basket plan? What about all those trees? We've been in there a number of times. What's the game plan?
Well, I would imagine north of Schoon and Katy Marsh is going to be gabion baskets. It's just vertical. I mean, you've been back there.
Yeah, but we're doing Franlin to the, call it Circle Park.
Those won't be likely gabion baskets.
So what are they gonna do?
They basically protect to the 100-year flood elevation, which they did south of there. So you'll just pile up rock in a slanted fashion.
So similar to what was done south?
Yeah.
All right.
Because there's always very rare places that you're gonna have to go vertical with the gabion baskets. Right now, what they're doing is securing the outfalls, which have sort of collapsed off of it, because all those neighborhoods drain straight to it. They don't go to a pump station. All stormwater just drains through gravity.
Wait, so the catch basin of the street just goes straight into the waterway?
That's correct.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
Deep breath.
Yep.
Easy there, Johnny.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you say a start date for the inspections?
They're looking at, the week of the 13th of April. It's the third week of April. It'll actually happen during our meeting here. So we'll coordinate, we do all the work. So we do our pump station folks will do the pump station. Our gate folks will do the gates. We'll invite the city of Gary if they want to walk the levees. And then we have to coordinate with NDOT. That's always the one that's a little bit tricky where I always usually invite everybody here to go participate in it, but for NDOT, we don't because you're actually on the expressway. And it probably isn't the greatest, safest.
Anybody else? How long do you think the Parks Ditch segment is gonna take? Did they give you a timing or no?
They're just gonna keep going. They wanted to start earlier in January. It got cold, but they're out there working and this is the best time for them because the vegetation is down, the water's typically down. We don't have any big snowpacks that have to melt, so they'll be able to get in there. I mean, they generally get done by spring. That's usually their goal is when they want to get done. Now they got a little bit late start, so.
Okay. All right. All right, folks, we're gonna go right on to the next parts of the agenda, which is other issues and new business.
And Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to defer the employment agreement for the executive director and office manager.
So we have a motion. Do we have a second on that? Second. All right. Basically, we're waiting for some more additional information. We need a roll call vote.
Tom Rashinsky,
Yes.
Tom Gazdecki,
Yes.
Anthony Brodniks,
Yes.
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker,
Yes.
William Baker.
Yes. All right. The next item of business, we're gonna need a motion to open bids for the US 41 stormwater lift station improvements and gate wall structure replacement project. A motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to open the bids for the US 41 stormwater lift station improvement and gateway or gate wall structure replacement project.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
And a second for Mr. Ware. We need a roll call vote for that.
You do.
Tom Rashinsky,
Yes.
Tom Gazdecki,
Yes.
Anthony Brodniks,
Yes.
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker,
Yes.
William Baker.
Yes. Well, I think while we're waiting, we're
No, you go ahead.
We're gonna move along. So item number C, we've been talking about this project since the board even started. There's basically a hole in the system. Whereas the Kennedy Avenue Bridge is lower than the actual protection line. And this, we've been tossing it back and forth. And we bid it out and now we're talking about awarding the project.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to award a contract to Dunnet Bay Construction Company in the amount not to exceed of $15,253,171.26 for bridge number 143 on Kennedy Avenue over the Little Calumet River, subject to legal review.
We have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Commissioner Castellanos. Discussion on the motion.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Commissioner Whitaker.
Thank you. I know we've had a lot of discussion about this for probably the last 7 or 8 years even. And it's been a long time coming. And I know our concerns have sort of evolved over the years from cost to technical questions. And as Commissioner Weir just read, that number is now hit about $15 million. So it's a steep number. And from my standpoint, from a technical standpoint, when you look at different numbers, I we fall within the 1 in 200 year in terms of how we manage it. We've done a lot of work in that area, and we got 3 different things that we could do, which is either redesign it and build another one, or operate it different, or do inspections in the river, or things that associate with the river rising that will cause an impasse in the road. And we've done a great job with managing and even increasing the amount of time that we spend in the river in terms of debris, trees, just any type of mitigation. I think we've done a much better job. I think we can always improve. I think we've done a much better job. So from a technical standpoint, I just wanted to point those things out before we, take action.
Appreciate that.
Mr. Vice,
Yes, go ahead.
I concur with Mr. Whitaker. I also point out, having sat on this for a long time, this is a very important location within the community as a whole. The fact that we're not seeing any other support from governmental entities, be it from the state to the locals, causes me great angst that this entity, as the Little Cal, has to take on this financial burden. There's significant improvements to the system over the years, to the point that I think we're very prepared for an event to have to close these down. I think the number, once you get into the oversight and to the bonding, you're looking at close to a $17 million nut. I find that challenging, with a lot of support lacking from other governmental entities.
Anybody else?
Mr. Vice Chair.
Yes, go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, sure. Quick
Commissioner
comment.
Brunick.
No, yeah, thank you. And I appreciate everybody's concern. I know we were looking at this, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago, and the number was 9 or 10 million. And I can't remember why we didn't pull the trigger then. Maybe there was something with the design. I think we had Ciorba in the mix and somebody else. Money was always a concern, and it will always be a concern. I will say this from my perspective, is that I find it interesting that with all of the improvements that we made, every time it rains, people get nervous. And I believe that this bridge being raised, at least alleviates that issue at that location. I find it personally, especially being a civil structural engineer with schools like Notre Dame, Rose-Hulman, and Purdue in the state, that I feel like we continue to fail with our infrastructure. So, um, I feel like we shouldn't have to worry about it freaking raining uh, for a major bridge that, connects to the major east-west thoroughfare in our area. And I do understand and certainly appreciate the expense, and I'm also a little bit concerned about the lack of participation.
Chairman, I have a comment too about
Commissioner Ochi?
being a resident of Hammond, in that area, Oxbow Park has been over the last 12 years, major improvements and investments in that area. And I think, since I joined the board six and a half years ago, this project has been mentioned, put forth, tracked it, and I was put forth again. We talked about this, going back to November, and special meetings and sessions discussing the pros and cons of this project. And I think at this point, when we had the bids come in, they're very advantageous for our budgeting purposes and for what we're about to invest in. And I think that needs to be said too, that it's going to be major improvements for that area. It's just not it's not a hoteling space or hotels there. We have multiple businesses there have been developed, and I think this project, with the price tag we have, we benefited from the benefits of a good economy and bidding climate, that we have a good price to go forward with, and it's beneficial that we go forward with this.
Mr. Whitaker.
Dan, This is the last location that requires sandbags?
I wish. No.
Okay.
I mean, there's a couple places that need sand, but like if you go backwards, you're gonna go Grant
Is
Street
it,
and
is it the
Broadway.
biggest location?
Is it the biggest? No, I think Grant Street would ultimately be the biggest if you were to look at it, but the importance of this is its proximity to the source of the water. When we respond to the high rain event, it takes approximately 24 hours to get into Gary for us to respond. At Kennedy Avenue, it's immediately, but just to the east of Hart Stitch, which is the major source. And then they've got several pump stations that feed into that cause it to go quicker, which is the reason why it's important. Just on a little bit of a clarity, and Tom made hint on this, we do have some support from the county. They did verbally tell us they were gonna come up with it. They wanted to wait to make sure that this was a true project. So not to completely throw them completely under the bus. But here's the problem. The Corps screwed this up. I hate to say it. And I take the great time in telling them this, but they knew all along that a 5-foot closure is not possible. And those people that have to go out there to watch them put these Jersey barriers in place is not a safe situation. And it's not timely, and it's it's just time consuming. So I can tell you, speaking with the former Chairman Durnall, who's now a state senator, when he was in Highland, they asked them to participate and they had the same answer. They didn't have the money. Municipalities aren't geared towards funding bridge projects, just like Gary didn't fund the Harrison Avenue Bridge that we did. We did that all by ourselves, and the county didn't even participate in that either. So that's just something.
How much was that?
What was it? 3.5, 4 million? This side, I mean, price doesn't matter. The whole point is if we're talking about the principle of who's participating. I mean, Kennedy's a big thing. It's got 20,000 cars. Harrison doesn't have 20,000 cars. If you talk about it connecting to US 30, which it will eventually, I gotta imagine that number is gonna go up much higher than 20,000.
Dan, was it the county that gave feedback in terms of not deeming this bridge as being unsafe? What intergovernmental body was that? And so how they sort of rank them in?
Yeah, they grade, so and Tom could even further elaborate, but they only have $4.5 million a year to do bridge work. So they grade them out every year. They inspect the bridges, and then this one, I believe, was it 2005 when it was rehabbed? So it gave it an extra 30 years. That was when they should have raised it above the flood elevation. So they have 200 and some bridges, I believe, that they're responsible for throughout the county.
Well, this one is bridge number 143.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, they graded out. This was not gonna grade out the next time this was.
Is that a
due, I
ranking? Is that what that number means?
No,
that's
just
their-
they
their
gave each
identifier.
bridge a number, Anthony.
Okay.
154 is just an identifier.
Conversation.
53. Different than number. So they grade them as to what needs the most. I mean, if you're from around here, the 45th Street one over Hart's Ditch. It was bad for a long time, but they only have a certain amount of funds that they can use and fix this stuff.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Ware.
And I echo Commissioner Ochi's comments about that we have gone through this process twice now over the years, and the number was probably startling for all of us when we approached this back in 17 or 18. The bids that came back were very favorable going through this round again. And the need for this being called out in the current comprehensive plan, and the savings that we have seen with the lower than expected bids, I believe is the right time to do it. And I just wanted to echo some of the other comments that a project this size and scope is outside of what we have normally done. We don't come by these decisions easily. It has been a lot of thoughtful discussion from everybody here, all the commissioners involved, based on, I think, all of our conservative nature and our responsibility to wisely spend the monies that the taxpayers provide for the commission. So that was the reasoning for the motion, and this is my comments.
Okay, and then anybody else?
Yeah, I'd like to say a few words.
Yeah, go ahead, David.
Just wanted to say that considering the fact that the increase of traffic and the increase of the population that's going in the area and proximity to the expressway, this is excellent. This is truly an excellent project for developers and for the increased business opportunity that's going to occur. So this is just going to be a great milestone for not only for us as an organization, but for all of Northwest Indiana. Everybody's going to benefit from this, especially those who's traveling back and forth on Kennedy Avenue and the increase in the population. Already, there's starting to be some developments moving in that area now, but it's going to increase and it's going to help us all. That's it. Thank you.
One last one, Mr. Vice Chair. Real quick,
ahead.
Mr. Repay, how real and what's the timing on this extension to client or further south?
It's my understanding that they're gonna be doing the bridge over the railroad this summer.
Mhm.
And then once they finish that, then they will do the link to 30. And I won't speak for Sherrville, but they did tell us the reason why they did that was they didn't want to link it to 30, then all of a sudden shut it down because of a bridge over a railroad. So
Got
they did it so they could have the reduced traffic, fix it. And I know NIPSCO's been out there. They've done a lot of utility relocations every time I drive by.
Okay, thank you.
So to finish the discussion, I've always had a 50-50 on this one. This is a big hole in the system, like 4 or 5 feet, Dan,
Yes.
and requires a lot of human intervention in the event of a event. And yes, we've been talking about it. We've been budging it. Yes, we've bid it a couple of times. And the bids came back very tight this time around. So from a contractor standpoint, seeing tight bids, I'm pretty happy with that part of it. And then once they finish the connection point from Sherrville all the way to US 30, this will be a major thoroughfare. So in the event of a major flood event, to shut it down would be a problem. But I know, from Mr. Baker and Mr. Whitaker's standpoint, we've managed it pretty darn well for the last so many years, so I can understand that. So that's my 2 cents. With that said, we have a motion and a second. Discussion is closed. Mrs. Lambert.
Tom Rusinski,
Yes.
Tom Gazdecki,
Yes.
Anthony Brodnix,
Yes.
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker,
Yes.
William Baker.
No. All right, the next item of business is,
Mr. Chairman,
okay, go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to award a contract to Structure Point for construction observation of bridge number 143 on Kennedy Avenue over the Little Calumet River in the amount not to exceed $1,243,090.20, subject to legal review.
So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Discussion. Dan?
Yeah. So, DLZ was I guess the engineer of record, and I think this commission feels like they wanted a different set of eyes on it. And so we went out and requested proposals from 2 other entities besides DLZ as to what that cost would be, and Structure Point was qualified. They've done this work before. They've worked for both the county, which is important because it's their bridge, as well as the state. So with that, that's really my explanation.
It's also worth noting that we did have a price from DLZ, so it's not like it was 0 or
Correct.
1.2 million, right? So
Correct.
okay.
Yeah, and for the edification of everybody, we were going to have to pay somebody to oversee this during the construction process. So those monies have already been allocated.
It's
So
a
this is
2-year
just
project.
This is just a matter of, is it going to be the engineer of record or is it going to be an independent engineer? And there was a lot of feeling and going back and forth about an independent person overseeing it. We want to make sure it's right. So with that said, Mrs. Lambert,
Tom Werschlinski,
a yes.
Tom Gazdecki,
Yes.
Anthony Brodnix,
Yes.
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker,
Yes.
William Baker.
Yes.
All right, and then we're gonna move to the next item of business, which is an engagement letter with Barnes and Thornburg in regards to bond counseling.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve an engagement letter with Barnes and Thornburg to serve as bond commission.
Have a
Second.
motion, so I have a second. All right, basically what you have here is they're telling us that we need to make sure that the funds are available to take care of this project. And we're going to engage with legal counsel in order to move that football down the field, so to speak, right, Mister?
I mean, municipalities and government agencies are very limited as to how you can fund a project. This is it. You have to make sure you have the money available before you award it. Otherwise, auditors kind of have a problem with that. Barnes Nuremberg has done hundreds of these types of revenue bonds. They will prepare all the documents. They will work with our attorney. They'll work with underwriters. It's a process. It's a lot of work. Not for you guys so much, because it's just passing declaratory and confirmatory resolutions. But there will be a lot of work that we have to do, especially when you talk to the financial folks, to make sure that everything we have is in order, and our audit is just passed, so we're in order.
And thus far, we haven't bonded for anything
That's
in the
correct.
history of this commission.
Charging.
It's correct.
Mr. Vice Chair, quick question. This was a single source?
Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be, well, we have one main source, which is the fees, and then we have the ancillary funds that come through. And just so that everyone, there'll be a point in time where we're gonna decide what that amount is. And then there will be a public hearing for that amount, so that will all be a part of the process, and this will all be coming in future meetings.
Okay, thank you. I mean, I know we, per state law, we don't have to have competitive bidding for professional services,
Correct.
right? Yeah, okay.
Barnes and Thornburg already does our.
Yeah, we have I don't know if it's a retainer, but we've been working with them for years.
I would add, just for clarification too, in response to Mr. Broderick's questions, bond counsel is very specialized
Right.
area of the law, and there are the designated law.
Not very many.
That's all that they do, so it is not only just hiring an attorney, it's hiring a very specialized
Right. Understood. Thank you, Ms.
set of
Bennett.
knowledge and facts for that specific evaluation.
Clear. Thank you, Attorney Bennett.
All right, anybody else? Questions on the motion? With that, Ms. Lambert,
Tom Werschlinski,
I'm a yes.
Tom Gazdecki,
Yes.
Anthony Brodnix,
Yes.
Dave Castellanos.
Yes.
Ron Ware,
Yes.
Robert Ochi,
Yes.
Levon Whitaker,
Yes.
William Baker.
Yes.
Our that closes the order of business. Our next meeting, March 18th. So we don't get to celebrate the St. Patrick's Day on St. Patrick's Day. Other than that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Comment, did I miss the opening of the bids and the amount?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Good point.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good.
Very good.
He didn't say all
I'm
of
almost on
I didn't say
vacation.
all in favor. I didn't close the
He-
meeting yet.
He is the treasurer.
That's why we deferred the employment.
He is the treasurer
I'm
for a
sure there's a
reason.
bunch of people waiting for these numbers.
Yeah.
So just in the order that we got them unofficial, they will be scrutinized by our attorneys and our engineers. FH Passion was 1,639,466, so $1,639,466. Grimmer was $1,577,010 or $577,010. So 1577-010. Thank you.
What was the engineer's estimate?
1-4. But we'll have to look at them, see what's happening. Maybe there's misunderstandings. Sorry, yeah, that's shift.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Commissioner Gazdecki. I appreciate
That one
that.
out.
Keeping you out of trouble there.
I appreciate it.
I'm still getting my sea legs. All right. So we had a motion and a second for adjournment. All in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
All opposed? Hey. Has to be one. We'll see you next month.